Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia and I'm obsessed with stickers and planning, so if you are too, you're in the right place. My channel is full of plan with me's, sticker hauls, and other planning videos. All of my videos have timestamps in the description so you can skip around to different sections and to different shops in my hauls. And if this is your 20th time listening to this intro, you can go ahead and skip this too. All my social media links, including Instagram, are in the description, as well as all the supplies I used and notes about each video. The planner I'm currently using is my standard size vertical planner, which I use for decorative memory planning. I also just want to add a couple quick notes about me since I don't always remember to go into detail in my videos, and for new viewers it can be confusing. So when I mention work, I'm referring mostly to my bookkeeping position at a grocery store, and when I mention Anastasia, or Anna for short, she is my pet ball python. So let's go ahead and get started with this video, and I hope you enjoy. Hi guys, so I'm very excited to be showing y'all the Haunted collection today. This is Haunted Mansion themed, and this will go with so many Haunted Mansion kits that are out there. I believe it is kind of becoming popular again because there is going to be a new movie in next year, I think, which I'm excited about. I don't even think I've seen like the first Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion movie, which I should, but still very excited about it. Haunted Mansion is my favorite ride at Disney World, or Disneyland. I forget where I first saw it. It's been a while, but either way, it's still my favorite ride, and I was like researching all the lore and history behind the various versions of the ride when I was doing this collection, and it was super interesting. It's really cool, like all the thought they put into it and all the backstory for everything. So just very fun. I had to do a collection for it. And I did do this in teal to match the mock spread that I'm going to be using, which is kind of like a lesser common version of a Haunted Mansion kit. However, there are a few more popular ones that you probably have in your collection. There is, of course, the SPC version, which has been reformatted, I think just once, and I was silly enough to pick up the mini kit when I originally got this, which I have no idea why, but I will be picking up the Ultimate kit from the reformat, which I think has brighter colors, if I'm not mistaken, but I will be picking that up just so I can bring in some more elements from the rest of the kit into this kit, but I will be sticking with these full boxes because I do like these better. I typically like the original format better. But there's this one, which is called Haunted Magic, and then I just saw a typo there. It looks like she originally had Haunter Magic, which is funny. But so there's that one, and then Glam Planner has one, which is exclusive art, which has also been reformatted. I think this was last year's version that I have hoarded. I think she reformatted it for this year. So you can pick this up in her shop now. Both of these new reformats are currently still available. So there's that one, and this is, of course, like the fullest version. And then there's also Coffee Doodles Co-art that came out, I think, last year that a lot of shops have used. So this is, I think, the only non-exclusive Haunted Mansion art that I've seen, I think. So I have it from Whimsical Plans, but I'm sure a lot of shops still have it. But there's this one, and they all kind of have different color schemes, different shades of like purple and teal, so it's really cool. And there will be a lot of foil options for you to choose. I think for this one, I was looking at it, and I think light green would work, purple would work, not violet, but like just the regular purple in my shop would work, and teal I think could do for that one. Teal could probably do for this one as well, and maybe purple as well. But I think I would, yeah, I would probably stick with a darker color because like this teal is pretty bright and the colors in this kit are pretty dark. So teal or even like a gold to bring out the gold elements would work. Actually, that's kind of like a glittery gold, so maybe champagne lights, I don't know. And then this one is very bright, so I think teal would definitely go with this one a lot better. And that's probably what I would use. Potentially also hollow. A lot of you guys have been ordering this collection in hollow so far. I'm very curious which kit you're going to use that with, but that is also food for thought. So yeah, those are some ideas for you guys. So let's go ahead and actually get into the collection. As usual, starting off with the underlays. So we have our large underlays, which are the busiest option. And I do try to incorporate like the teeny tiniest design elements in there so that no matter how many boxes or labels you use to fill out your days, you can still see some of the design elements poking out from behind them. So this is the perfect option for that. And also, just a disclaimer, any foiling mistakes, any black dots, any imperfections you see in these sheets are just going to be in these demo sheets, and your final version will not have those because I do have a very rigorous quality control process. But I have been going through some things with my machines lately, trying to figure out what works best. So some of these sheets are going to be better than others, obviously. But so we have the large underlays, and then we have the medium, which are just a sparser version of the large. Everything's more spread out, so it's less busy for the eyes. And then we have the two fun options, and I'm just in love with this one. This is the wallpaper underlays, and so gorgeous. This is the actual wallpaper design, I think, that they used in the Haunted Mansion ride. So it is very on brand, and I had to like shrink it so much that you could still see a repeating pattern but not too much that you would lose all the detail. So I think I chose a good size for that. But yeah, these are super awesome and like probably some of my favorite underlays I've ever done. I cannot wait to be using those myself. And then we have the other fun option, which is just the hitchhiking ghosts and kind of a repeating pattern there. And they're going to be seen throughout the collection as well. So those are the underlays, and then we have the confetti full box overlays, starting with the full option, which these come in many different options and corner amounts. So this full option is the busiest. It has design elements around all four sides, and it covers up the most amount of clip art, so just kind of keep that in mind. So in this corner we have the crystal ball, I believe, that Madame Leota can be seen in, and then we have a couple of gargoyles in there. That one's the one holding the candles, and then we have a hitchhiking ghost. I really loved the parasol, so I did bring in the parasol that the girl in the painting is holding throughout a lot of places in this collection. And we have a couple of the busts, the singing busts outside, and then we just have a little candelabra, a bat. I really liked this fancy kind of Victorian key, which I thought was like, you know, the key to the mansion kind of situation, kind of motif. So I did bring that, as well as a coffin. I'm sure there's like a coffin being used as decor somewhere in the Haunted Mansion. So I did have to kind of stretch for like design elements to use, because like there wasn't a ton to work with that could be like shrunk down for the Haunted Mansion. So I had to use my creativity there, but I think it turned out pretty well. And then we have the medium, which is very similar to the full, except it only has stuff in the corners and not on the sides as well. So the sides are empty. And the medium comes in 3 corners, which I'll show you in a second, as well as 2 corners, which looks like this. So we have the standard slantways corners, and then we have the top 2 missing and the bottom 2 missing, which are great for fashion person boxes where there's either like big hair going on or a big dress or outfit that you don't want to cover up. The sheet is great for that. And then there's also a small size of confetti, which little size comparison real quick is a little bit smaller than the medium size of confetti. So that comes in 4 corners as well as 3 corners, which I meant to print out like a medium 3-corner and a small 3-corner, but I accidentally printed out 2 smalls, so oopsie. But yeah, the 3-corner looks like this, where each one of the 4 corners is missing. So if you have clip art in a corner that you don't want to cover up, then you would grab this sheet, and then of course the 2 corners for the small size as well. And then we have the tall box overlays, and we have the flag overlays on this sheet as well. So this size of tall box is 2 times the height of a regular full box. This works with Scroll Prints Co. tall boxes, as well as Crest Press, Apple Blossom Prints, And then this smaller size, which is 1.5 times the size of a full box, that will work with Glam Planner tall boxes. So pretty much any shop that has tall boxes, one of these two sizes will work. And then you have options for the big box overlay as well. The taller size will work for Glam Planner, Apple Blossom Prints, and I think Planner Pixie Co as well. And then these smaller size will work with Paper Candy Art. So then we have our flags at the bottom of there. And then for the double box scenes, we have just the classic confetti one at the top. And then for the fun one, I just kind of did stuff that would be found on like a tabletop as decor. So we have Madame Leota in the crystal ball, which it's kind of hard to see the details when you're looking at like the foil, but if you're looking at it black, you can kind of see her eyes detailing in there. So we have that, and then we have the bust, gargoyle, some candles, and then the fancy candelabra with the spider webs on it. And then we have two just kind of picture frames just kind of going off screen a little bit, basically so that you're not covering up too much of the clip art in the actual double box scenes, but just kind of to put something on the walls, because I do like things on the walls when I get the chance to do that. So I really like that little detail, and of course, you know, the asymmetry of it. And then we have the full box overlays. We have our two borders as usual. One of them just has a little bust in it, and then the other one has the hitchhiking ghosts. I had to do the whole painting of the girl above the alligator for that entire full box overlay. I don't know why, that's like my favorite painting out of the four. I'm like kind of obsessed with that painting a little bit. Like I would probably put that as decor in my house, or at least my office. I don't know, I just love it. So we have that, and then the famous parasol that I did pull into the rest of the collection. And then we have the fun border with all of the little design elements and confetti. So that's that sheet. And then for the quilt boxes, usually I'll do two that are like just the quotes, and then two that have the confetti like full pattern around them. I didn't do it for this one just because like I had these like images already, and I thought that they worked a lot better just as plain images. Like I didn't want to kind of just make it too busy or like kind of ruin the effect by like building in the confetti around them. So you can layer them with some confetti overlays if you want, or you can just leave them as is, but I just really wanted to use these four particular quote overlays. So we have this one, which is beware of hitchhiking ghosts, this one which says welcome foolish immortals, this one which says my other ride is a doom buggy, which the doom buggy is this little vehicle that you ride in throughout the ride. That's kind of what it looks like, and that's what it's officially named, is the doom buggy. And then there's little hitchhiking ghosts, which like do hitch a ride with you at some point. And then we have Haunted Mansion, Tomb Sweet Tomb, Happy Haunting since 1969. So there's the quote box overlays, and then we have the deco. So I did include some bigger design elements at the bottom as always, so you can kind of use those as decor in the full boxes, sidebar, wherever you want to do that. And then I did include a larger Madame Leota, not necessarily in the crystal ball, so you can kind of use her wherever you like. And then we have the whole busts lined up in a row. Then we have some more medium-sized design elements. Got the key in there as well. And then smaller, and then the tiny clusters, and then tiny clusters with extra confetti dots, and then a mirrored version of those, and then the teeny tiny cluster deco. Absolutely itty-bitty, perfect for little things or just decoration anywhere in the spread. So we have quite the size range here. Whatever you need will be here on the sheet. And then we have the dangles and swoops. So the top half is the dangles. You get your tall and medium here. You can cut these to whatever size you would like. And then the tinier ones down there. And then the swoops. These are meant to go more along the side of the box. These are meant to go along more the top of the box, whether that's a full box or a half box. Whatever you want to use these on, square box even. how they are on the sheet is kind of how they're meant to be used on the boxes. And then the teeny tiny swoop, which can go just about anywhere, is the little parasol. So there's that, and then for the smaller sheets, we do have our dividers, which are available on clear, glossy, or premium matte paper if you are using really busy underlays, but you still want to be able to see the dividers over them. You can get it on premium matte, so it has that white border, so this will still stand out. But if you're using it over white space or over half boxes, third boxes, what have you, you can get this in clear glossy. So we have our dainty key dividers, we have the parasols, and then I did a really fun thing where I just did like the picture frame basically. So it kind of looks like lace a little bit right there. So I figured that would be fun. And then we have the simple line dividers there as well. And they're just mirrored for the right side. And then we have the photo corners essentially, which is just the confetti corners that are used on the confetti full box overlays, but I cut them out so you can use them where you like. I like to use these over half boxes as well. So we have usually we have 2 rows of the medium, but considering I like made these so high, I could only do 1 row of the medium size and then 2 rows of the small size. And I really had to like be crafty about arranging these so that they would fit without shrinking them down. And then I do always create smaller, more dainty ones just for this sheet. So we have the really tiny dainty ones over there. And then I did sneak one more dainty one on there on the bottom left just because I had room. So there's the corners. And then we have the hole reinforcers, of course. There are 18 per sheet. So if you're using more than one spread, you will need to get more than one sheet. If you're using 12 per spread. And then we have the headers, which are on their own individual sheets. So if you want a full set, you need at least 2 sheets. If you want all 3 designs, you'll have to buy one of each. There is a handy dandy buy all 3 option on the listing. So let's just start with the confetti option. So our classic confetti, have our design elements in there and the confetti dots. And then we have a fun one with the keys that I love so much. Kind of keeping it simple, and also to call back to my Coraline collection, which did also have key header overlays. And that was, I think, the very first collection I ever created before I even had a shop. So brings back memories for me. So whenever there's a key that I want to use, I'm gonna put the key in the header, I think. And then we have one which is just the alternating gargoyles. So those are the 3 header options, and there are 11 headers per sheet. So let's get into the bonmashi, which I just decided to keep it kind of simple and only do 4 options for the 15mm or for the smaller sized ones. Just because like there wasn't really a ton to work with, and I feel like the ones I did like pretty much encompass like what you'll need. Like you should be able to easily pick what you need from among the options. Sometimes I do like up to 6, which is just crazy, but it's only 4 with this one. So for this version, we have, I think it's called Ghosts. So we have our little hitchhikers, and then there's the little buggy, or like horse-drawn carriage, which I think the thing is that the horse is supposed to be a ghost horse, which is why you can't see it. I believe that's what that is. It's also like in the SPC art, like right there. So that's what that is. And I think there's like a little outline of like horse hooves there. No, I don't think that's what it is. I don't know. Something's going there. Anyways, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's like what this is. So I understand that there's not really a ton of room for the imaginary horse there, but I did want to keep these elements as big as possible so you can see the details better, and so they foil better and print better. So, so we have that. And then for the second option, we have the singing busts, which because they are singing, I did have to include some music notes, which I do love pulling in just wherever I can. Wherever it's appropriate to have music notes, I will sprinkle those throughout. It's just so fun with all of the options that I have. So we do have our super fun singing busts, and then that one, his head fell off, I think is how he's displayed in the Haunted Mansion. So that's why he looks a little bit odd but I think he still sings. I don't know. I need to watch the movie. I am a fan, I swear. I promise. And then we have the 15mm Confetti Washi. So of course we have the classic confetti option, and then the 2-page flag overlays on this sheet as well. Oh, also I forgot to mention, these bits are deco. So you have one of the little horse-drawn carriages as deco, and then the busts in a row as deco as well. And then if you're using the Glam Planner kit, you will want to grab the 10 and 7mm washi overlays, which I try to make unique designs that are not featured on the 15mm. So of course we have the alternating gargoyles, and then we have the confetti option for the 7mm, which I always do that confetti because the 7mm strip is always like a glitter header strip basically. And it is the same confetti pattern as the headers. And then 2 Glam Planner size page flag overlays, which I don't think she's removed them from the newest format yet. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I don't think she ever like really changed the sizing in the previous formats, so they should still fit. And there is the options for that. And then the 32mm looks like this. So we have just basically the scene of out in front of the mansion. So we have all the busts on their little stands there. We have the horse-drawn carriage. We have a couple of them, and then we have the giant candelabra between them, and then we have our ghosts there. So there's 2 options for the right side. One of them has the weekend banner, one of them doesn't, depending on if you want to use it. And then there's one option for the left. So I don't know, I just really wanted to include a bigger Madame Leota somewhere. So we have that here in the 32mm, and then basically kind of the same carriage and ghosts, and then I did put the gargoyles on the pedestals as well, just for fun. And I usually like to include deco on this sheet as something that is unique to this sheet, because frequently I pull in like extra clip art that can't be found elsewhere in the collection, just, you know, to not be repetitive. So I did just include the singing busts on their actual pedestals. So we have that. And then that is pretty much the collection. I'm going to go over the bundle real quick. So the foil bundle does come in the mini and ultimate format. Mini does not have underlays if you don't use them, and with the ultimate you can choose whichever underlays you want from the ones that are available in the collection. So the first page is the full box overlays, the confetti ones. So we have 2 full size, 2 medium 4-corner, 2 medium 2-corner, and they're just the opposite slantways ones. And then the double box scene is just the classic confetti one. So if you want the like quote unquote fun one, you'll have to buy that a la carte. And then if you get the ultimate, you get 2 pages of underlays. You can choose, but this is just what the large looks like for demonstration purposes. And then the next page always includes every single header option for a total of 26 headers over here. So again, if you only want to do one design, you'll have to buy a separate sheet a la carte, but they're like very reasonably priced based on the size of the sheet. And then we have the entire deco sheet on here as well. I really need to do that like add-on sheet, which includes scripts and icons, which I personally really don't like using in foil bundles, so that's why they aren't offered like from the beginning, but I'm working on it. Like, it's a priority for me next to orders. So then we have the bonmashi sheet, which has this 15mm. I just chose the busts because it was the most basic, so if you want a different one, you'll have to grab that a la carte as well. And just disclaimer, prices for 15mm bonmashi are going up to $2 from $1.50 starting in November, so just kind of be aware of that. So we have that, and then we have the confetti option and the page flags, as well as your weekend banner on the sheet, date dots, tiny cluster deco, tiny bows, tiny deco, and then some basic dividers. So again, if you want the like more fun dividers, you can purchase those separately as well. And then we have an optional add-on sheet, which you can add on to both the mini or the ultimate size. So this is just to kind of expand the basic kit. So you have 2 additional underlays. These are set, so they will either match or complement whichever ones you choose in the bundle. I, of course, had to go with the wallpaper ones because that's just like my favorite underlay ever. And then we have 2 medium 3-corner confetti overlays. And I'll usually just grab 2 from the borders sheet. Or I guess full box overlay sheet, and then 2 from the quotes sheet. So here's the 2 quotes I grabbed, and then the 2 full box overlays as well, which had to include that one because my favorite scene. And then that is the bundle. So briefly, I'll show you the mock spread that I'm going to be doing, and then I'm going to go ahead and lay it down, show you how it turns out. So this is the Simply a Mess kit. I don't think it was exclusive art. I'm not entirely sure because I didn't see anybody else use it. But I had to pick it up because I was like in a stage where I was like obsessed with everything Haunted Mansion, and everybody was coming out with their kits and I had to get every single one. But like I don't really use Simply a Mess format anymore. It just doesn't have enough for me. And it's also in Canada, so I kind of tend to save those for my mock spreads now. So thankfully I had this one that I was perfectly happy to use as a mock spread. So that is what I am doing. I realized I have it backwards. It took me a long time to realize that. Anyways, yeah, I'm just doing teal for this one because, I don't know, it seemed like that really the only color that would work. Even though it's not like the exact shade of the teal in here. But yeah, there we have Madame Leota. I didn't include the Ghost Bride in any of the like design elements, which I almost did. But oh well. I do recognize her existence. Anyways, we have our Welcome Foolish Mortals sign over there. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and lay down pretty much all of the foil pieces from the collection so you can see how they look laid down and make your decision if it's based on that, and then I will come back and kind of explain to you where everything is and how it looks. So let's go ahead and get into that. Okay, so here is the final result with the mock spread, and I could not possibly love this more. I think it turned out so amazing. So you can see the bottom washi overlay down there. You can see all of the underlays. I made sure to leave one of each blank so you can see them laid down. Look how amazing that wallpaper one looks. Oh, it's perfect. And then I covered up all the rest so you can see what they look like covered up. So we have those, we have some deco at the top, clustered deco scattered throughout. We have some of the larger deco scattered throughout as well. Got our swoops and dangles everywhere. And we have the corners in play in a few places. There's some cluster deco, some little tiny swoops. We also have dividers. There's a simple line divider there, the parasol divider. Then we have the dainty keys divider, and then I used two of the kind of lacy or picture frame dividers over there. There's another simple line divider, more larger deco, swoops and dangles, larger deco, and then we have the full box overlays as well. We have a little painting one, border, quote one, double box scene. And then over here we have the medium 4-corner, the full confetti, medium 3-corner confetti, another quote one, and then of course the headers as well. We got the keys, the gargoyles, and the confetti. And I believe that is every element that I laid down, and it just looks fantastic. I really try to kind of keep it simple for this one, but kind of showcase every part of the collection still. We have more corners there, a corner there, and then I think on this side I put one of the teeny tiny dainty corners as well. So just absolutely gorgeous. I really hope you guys love this collection as much as I do. It is live in my shop now on aliciacraft.com, link in the description. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, and share, that would be wonderful. And I will see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao.